Forget fleeting trends. There's a profound spiritual truth waiting to be discovered. Mahavatar Babaji's teachings aren't just ancient stories. They are a direct map to self-discovery and lasting serenity. In a world overflowing with distractions, Babaji's wisdom calls us to return, not to the past, but to the eternal presence within us. Today, we'll uncover how his timeless principles can illuminate your modern spiritual journey, starting right now. The silent sage of the Himalayas. High in the remote Himalayas, where silence stretches beyond the horizon, legends speak of a being who has transcended time itself, Mahavatar Babaji. He is often called the deathless guru, the immortal master, or the silent sage. Yet, beyond the myths and miracles lies a deeper message, one that speaks directly to the heart of every sincere seeker today. Babaji's presence first became known to the modern world through Paramahansa Yogananda's book, Autobiography of a Yogi. In it, Yogananda described Babaji as a being who has retained a youthful, radiant form for centuries, guiding humanity quietly from behind the scenes. But whether one takes this literally or symbolically doesn't matter. What matters is what Babaji represents, the eternal consciousness that never dies, the stillness behind all movement, the divine awareness that lives in each of us. In 2025, as humanity faces unprecedented change, artificial intelligence, climate anxiety, and the rapid pace of life, Babaji's message is more relevant than ever. He invites us to rise above confusion, to transcend fear, and to remember our true nature, the silent witness behind every thought and emotion. But before we explore his wisdom, it's essential to clear away a few misconceptions. Many imagine Babaji as a distant, supernatural being, a deity who exists far away from human experience. But his teachings aren't about worshiping a person. They're about awakening to what he embodies, the living divinity within you. So instead of asking, "Where is Babaji?" the true question becomes, can I recognize the Babaji within me, the silent awareness that never changes? That's the beginning of awakening. Beyond dogma, Babaji's universal principles. At the heart of Babaji's teaching lies a truth so universal that it transcends religion, culture, and time. His message isn't confined to Hinduism, yoga, or any specific spiritual system. It's about the direct experience of self-realization, knowing yourself as pure consciousness. Babaji's wisdom can be summarized in a few simple, yet infinitely deep principles. First, the self is divine. You are not the body, the mind, or the roles you play. You are the witnessing awareness behind them. When you recognize this truth, even for a moment, suffering begins to dissolve. In today's world, where identity is constantly shaped by social media, work titles, and external validation, Babaji's reminder is revolutionary. You are not what others think of you. You are not even what you think of yourself. You are the silent observer, eternal, unchanging whole. Second, love without condition. Babaji's consciousness radiates unconditional love, a love not bound by desire or fear, but born from understanding. He teaches that to love purely is to see the divine in all beings. In our fast-paced society, love often becomes transactional, a trade of emotions and expectations. But unconditional love begins when we stop seeking and start seeing, when we realize that everyone we meet is another expression of the same life force breathing through us. Try this simple practice. The next time you feel irritated or misunderstood, pause, take a deep breath, and silently affirm, "The same divine presence that lives in me lives in you." This shift in perception can transform even the most difficult relationships. Third, inner peace is your natural state. Babaji reminds us that peace isn't something to be achieved. It's something to be uncovered. Beneath all mental noise, there's already a profound stillness within you, waiting to be noticed. In an age of constant notifications, endless comparisons, and digital fatigue, reconnecting to this stillness is the most radical act of healing. Meditation, contemplation, or simply sitting quietly for a few moments each day. These are ways to remember who you are beneath the noise. Babaji's wisdom asks us not to escape the world, but to live in it with awareness, with love, and without fear. Practical applications for modern awakening. It's one thing to admire Babaji's wisdom, but how do we actually live it? How can we bring these timeless teachings into our busy digital lives? Let's explore some practical ways to embody his principles in daily life. First, morning stillness practice. Before checking your phone in the morning, sit quietly for 5 minutes. Close your eyes, take a few slow breaths, and silently repeat, "I am the awareness behind all thoughts." This simple practice aligns your mind with your true self before the day begins. Over time, you'll find that your reactions soften, your focus deepens, and your sense of peace grows, even in chaos. Second, intentional action. Babaji's teachings encourage action without attachment, doing your best without clinging to outcomes. In a modern sense, this means showing up fully in each moment, at work, at home, in relationships, without letting fear or ego dictate your choices. When your intention is pure, your actions carry power. Whether you're answering emails, caring for a child, or speaking to a friend, let awareness guide you. Third, digital mindfulness. One of the biggest challenges today is digital overstimulation. Babaji's path reminds us, the more we are scattered outward, the more we forget our center. Try a digital fast once a week, even for a few hours. Use that time to walk in nature, to breathe, or simply to be. You'll discover that silence isn't empty. It's full of presence. Fourth, inner discipline. Babaji emphasizes tapas, spiritual discipline, not as self-punishment, but as purification. It's about mastering your mind, not being mastered by it. Discipline in today's world can mean waking up early to meditate, choosing truth over convenience, or speaking kindly when anger tempts you. Each small act of awareness strengthens your inner fire, the same fire Babaji represents. There are countless stories of people around the world, ordinary individuals, who have quietly applied these teachings. A young entrepreneur who found balance through mindful breathing before meetings. A single mother who replaced anxiety with daily gratitude practice. A student who learned to meditate for 10 minutes before studying, improving not just focus, but compassion. These are not mystical achievements. They are the flowering of awareness in everyday life. And this is where Babaji's real miracle lies, in the transformation of the ordinary into the sacred. The power of Kriya Yoga in today's world. Perhaps the most well-known gift attributed to Mahavatar Babaji is the revival of Kriya Yoga, a sacred technique of spiritual evolution. He entrusted this ancient science to Lahiri Mahasaya, who passed it on to Sri Yukteswar and later to Paramahansa Yogananda, who introduced it to the West. But Kriya Yoga is far more than a physical practice. It's not about flexibility or rituals. It's about energy, breath, and awareness. In essence, Kriya Yoga teaches that the breath is the bridge between the body and the spirit. By learning to harmonize our life force, the prana, we calm the restless mind and awaken the dormant potential within. In today's noisy world, this is incredibly relevant. We are constantly pulled outward to screens, opinions, endless streams of information. Kriya brings us back inward to the still point where clarity and peace dwell. Yogananda once said, "Kriya Yoga is the airplane route to God." And while not everyone needs to formally practice Kriya, its principles are universal. Conscious breathing. Take time to breathe slowly and deeply during moments of stress. Each breath can be a meditation. Energy awareness. Notice where your energy flows during the day. To worry, anger, or joy, redirect it consciously toward peace. Inner alignment. Let your actions align with your higher purpose, not fleeting impulses. You don't need to live in the Himalayas to experience Babaji's presence. Every mindful breath, every moment of silence, every act of love, these are gateways to the same realization. As the modern world speeds up, Kriya Yoga and Babaji's broader wisdom offer not an escape, but a return. A return to simplicity, a return to truth, a return to the self. Embracing your inner guru, a call to action. Babaji often works silently, through intuition, through synchronicities, through moments of profound inner clarity. But his greatest teaching is this: the true guru is within. He doesn't ask you to follow blindly, but to see directly, to trust your inner guidance, to listen to the still voice inside that whispers, "You already are what you seek." So as you move through life's challenges, stress, uncertainty, or confusion, remember that Babaji's wisdom is not about seeking something new, but remembering what you've always been. You are the consciousness that watches thoughts come and go. You are the peace that remains when everything else falls away. You are, in Babaji's words, the eternal light hidden behind the clouds of the mind. Let this awareness guide you. Let it transform how you work, how you love, and how you see yourself. Imagine this. It's dawn in the Himalayas. The air is cool, the mountains silent. Somewhere in that stillness, a presence, ageless, radiant, smiles in quiet compassion. That presence is not far away. It's here right now, within you. Mahavatar Babaji's wisdom is not about belief, it's about awakening. It's about rediscovering your own divinity in the midst of modern life. And in doing so, realizing that enlightenment isn't reserved for saints or sages. It's the natural destiny of every soul that remembers its source. If this message resonates with you, take a few moments after this video. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply, and silently ask yourself, who am I when I'm thinking? That question alone can open the door to the infinite. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Mahavatar Babaji's wisdom for modern awakening. May his light guide you to your own truth, silent, boundless, and free. If you found peace or inspiration here, please like, subscribe, and share your reflections in the comments below. Let's continue exploring these timeless teachings together, here on Truthfully Free, where we awaken, one insight at a time.